Most people think that modern website means dynamic, feature rich, but that's not what modern means, at least not for business. We build small business websites that don't need maintenance. This is how we think about what modern actually means when it comes to business websites. This question comes up all the time. Aren't static websites outdated? Shouldn't modern websites be dynamic, feature rich, good looking? That's a completely fair concern. Nobody wants a website that feels outdated. You're running a business. You don't want your business to look small or behind or not current with the times. And there's the real pressure. Competitors have sites with animations, dashboards, features, and then the question arises, if I choose a simpler website, would I be falling behind? But here is what that question assumes. It assumes dynamic equals more features. It assumes more features equals more sophisticated, more professional, more current. It assumes dynamic equals advanced, static equals old. And that makes sense because that's what most agencies sell. Complex systems require ongoing work, updates, maintenance, support contracts. So modern became code for more to manage, more to maintain, and more to pay for. But is that what modern actually means? Or is it something that we have been sold? And if you look at what businesses actually need, that definition starts changing. Modern isn't about how a website is built, it is about how it performs. Does it load fast? Does it stay online? Does it create work for you or just work? So that's the real question. So here is the shift. The most modern thing you can ever do is remove unnecessary complexity. Modern isn't about adding features, it's about removing unnecessary complexity, and it's about architectural discipline. If a feature is causing issues with the architecture, I will give preference to the architecture, to the reliability, to the performance. And if the feature is really actually needed, then we include it only if it favors the architecture and is in line with the architectural discipline. So this is the most modern thing that you can do is remove unnecessary complexity and instead favor the architecture and favor that discipline, not flexibility that you will never use. Think about what most business websites actually do. They show information. Okay, here is my about page, here is my services page, this is what we do. And so, this is what they do, they show information and then they build trust. So, some websites will display their certifications and their qualifications, and sometimes some websites do try to acquire leads. So, that's what these business websites actually need and they actually do is to show information and build trust and sometimes collect leads. So they don't need databases, they don't need dashboards, they need to stay online and they need to perform well. That's what's needed. It's like asking, should my car be complex? If you're commuting 10 miles to work every day, do you need a race car with manual transmission and high maintenance? Or do you need something that starts every morning when you have your breakfast and you get into your car and it starts? So, modern does not mean more features, modern means reliable and fit for purpose. And here is what matters, Good looking has nothing to do with architecture. You can make static websites look really beautiful, and you can make dynamic websites look really ugly. So, design is design. Architecture is what lives underneath, and this is where modern really lives. Because when you choose complexity, thinking that it is modern, so you are not actually choosing modern, but you are choosing ongoing attention, updates, plugin conflicts, security patches, things breaking at inconvenient times. So that is not modern, that is just expensive. Modern architecture for business websites means you launch it, it works, and it doesn't ask for anything. No Sunday morning emails asking for updates that you need to do when you get into office on Monday, or you're on an exhibition and you worry whether your website is still up or has it gone down. So that's the real upgrade. Over time, that reliability compounds, just like complexity compounds. Now, this doesn't mean that dynamic is wrong. If you're building an app or a platform with user accounts and real time data, then complexity makes sense. But most small business websites, they don't change structure very often. Content updates, yes, but architecture, rarely. So, why build for constant flexibility when we need occasional simplicity? The problem isn't complexity itself, it's unnecessary complexity, chosen by default instead of by need. So, when someone asks, aren't static websites outdated? The real answer is modern isn't about technology trends, it's about choosing the architecture that serves the business. For most SMBs, that means fewer moving parts, lower risk, and a website that doesn't create work. That's modern.